Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know this is going to be my first video in like a long time because I'm lazy and a stupid fuck, but it's fine. We're still living. Today I just wanted to come on here to expose James Charles. I just wanted to give you guys like an insider's look on his world. As a lot of you know, we used to be really close friends before he moved to Los Angeles and completely forgot about me. Not that I really give a fuck because that's his business, whatever. He's famous for a second. Maybe not now, but. So me and James met when I was like 16 or 17. So I would go over to his house and we'd hang out, like I'd sleep over. He'd hang out with like my whole entire friend group. So we were all like pretty close friends. Like I'll insert some pictures if I can find them. But so we would just hang out, you know, just like chill. We'd like do makeup, whatever, because he knew I liked makeup too. I was friends with him like early on in his career, up until like I'd say like CoverGirl happened, and then we started like slowly distancing just because that's when he like really started to get money, and then he like moved to Los Angeles. Once he like actually moved to Los Angeles, he kind of changed a lot. I mean, it was kind of like slowly, but like surely. Like he was just like, we'd be like, when he would actually like live here, we would be friends and we'd talk and shit. But then he like moved away and we kind of just not like stopped talking completely, but like it just got so rare to the point where it was like, why are we even like friends, you know? He just didn't like reach out ever. Like if we ever talked, like it was because I was talking to him. But like if I text him, like sometimes he'd respond, sometimes he wouldn't. We haven't really talked in probably like a good 4 or 5 months, just like, and that's not like talking. That was like I literally sent him someone's post about him because I was like being loyal. But that's a different story for a different day. But so he just literally up and kind of forgot where he came from. Even on his new Little Sisters tour, he didn't even go anywhere near where he came from. Like, he could have gone to the Times Union Center. He could have done anything, but he chose not to. And you know what? That's his business. I wouldn't either because of all this shit that's coming out about him. Like, I wouldn't come home either, ever. But I honestly just, it's so weird, like, how much people change. Like fame really changes people so much, and like it's just crazy. But when I first was friends with him, like originally, we were younger and I definitely had a crush on this straight boy who I, for some reason, when I was younger, like swore I was gonna marry, and we were literally just friends. Like it was the weirdest thing, but I grew from that. He definitely didn't. When he found out about the straight boy that I was friends with, that I was like in love with and like I thought could be gay, he tried to finesse him to date him, and he has a straight boy fetish. Like that's his thing. Like he catfished a lot of Bethlehem's soccer team, and this is all like, I don't have like receipts or anything because this was just so long ago, but I remember he would talk about it. He would say he would use like a pretty girl, like one of his friends or something, and get nudes through the girls, like would act like he was them to receive the nudes. Grow up. Like who does that? Like that's so like weird. That's so predatory. And honestly, it really took this whole situation with Tati happening for me to really open my eyes and say, you know what? Like, he is predatory. And I don't know why I didn't realize it sooner. I guess I just stopped caring really because we weren't really like friends anymore. I didn't really like think too much about it. But like, he genuinely feeds on straight men. Like, he preys on them and wants them to do things with him, and he thinks because he's a celebrity he can get away with shit like that. And that's just like the craziest thing to me, because it's like, you can't do that. Like as a person, like as a gay man, like you can't be in the LGBT community and do weird shit like that. Like gay men are so far behind, like, as far as, like, people, like, even respecting us or even caring. And same with, like, trans people, like, lesbian people, everything. Like, it takes so much for people to even, for straight people to even, like, respect any of us. And doing that just literally pushes us back even more because it just makes us look like creepy. Like, that's literally so strange. But other than that, I knew, like, all of his business. Like, I knew how much he made with the CoverGirl deal. I knew just, like, little dumb shit. Like, I knew how much money he would make every once in a while. Like, he would show me his bank account and stuff. And he was making a lot of money, and I was like, wow, good for you. But, like, it clearly got to his head in a bad way. And honestly, it's sad to see, like, what happened to him and what kind of person he became. Even when his career first jump started and he, like, got famous off that ring light picture, I knew it was fake. My whole friend group knew it was fake. Like, I'm pretty sure one of my friends has messages stating that it was fake. But I didn't save anything because I don't really care that much, you know? It's just, like, I was such a good person. I had so much, I still have so much, like, I could say, but I'm not going to because it's, like, we were friends at one point and I'm just not going to do someone like that, you know? But it's just, like, I didn't care, and I didn't ever think it would get to the point where I'd be like, you know what, like, I could expose him, like, for all that he's worth. Like, it's just, like, I still right now, like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, like, all these, like, alleged things that are coming out about him, like, this has been him. He's changed a lot, but, like, the things that he's done, like, the weird things, like, that's consistently been what he does. But basically, I'm not here for the predatory acts and just the way that he goes about his business. Like, he can never own up to shit. Like, every single scandal he has, like, he says, oh, I'm sorry, I'll change. But, like, you won't, though. Like, you can't just admit that you're a certain type of a person, like, and go. You have to say, oh, I'm gonna change. Like, oh, this was a mistake. There's only so many mistakes you can make until it's your personality. Like, that's not a mistake. That's who you are as a person. And honestly, it just makes me so sad to see the type of person that he's changed into from the boy that I used to know. He genuinely, I didn't think he was ever going to turn out this egotistical and just as much of a fame seeker as he is now. And, like, to say that since you're famous, you can change straight men to have sex with you and shit, like, that's absolutely crazy and embarrassing. Like, if those words ever came out of any of my friends' mouths, famous or not, I would literally be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, that's just not, you just don't say shit like that. And it's just like, I'm just so not here for it. And honestly, I'm disgusting to myself that it took me this long and for Tati to expose him for all that he was worth, for me to finally be like, you know what, the line's drawn. So he followed me on Twitter. We had each other on Snapchat. He didn't follow me on Instagram anymore because I made a new Instagram after he moved and he forgot where he came from. So why would he even think of that? But I blocked him on Instagram or on Snapchat and on Twitter. Not that he's gonna care at all because who am I to him anymore? But it's just, I just did it for myself. I don't want to be associated with him anymore. I don't want him to see what I post. Not that he would care, but I just, like, I'm just not, I don't want to ever even think of him, like, even think about the fact that I was friends with him ever again. Like, the way he acted and the way he acts is just, honestly, truly, like, embarrassing and, like, kind of cringy. It just really makes a bad name for the gay community, to be completely quite honest. And I never thought I would sit down and actually make a video exposing him or even telling you guys anything, but just, like, it's so crazy, like, the way that people change, like, in such a short amount of time. And I just can't believe that the same person that I would sit with 2 years ago in his basement while he sat and did his makeup on Periscope, who was so full of life and just loved makeup, is completely a sellout and basically a sexual predator. I just was so like naive and didn't really think too much into things that I probably should have been thinking into. I didn't think that catfishing straight boys was the end of the world, but honestly, if you really sit back and remove yourself from a situation, like forget about the fact that you're friends, that's like really a messed up thing to do. That's literally harassment. Like it's literally like that's like just so fucked up to do to someone else, like regardless of if you're a straight man or anything. Like catfishing someone to get nudes from them when they clearly aren't interested in you is weird. And I can't even feel bad for him. Like he literally made his bed. His career was started on a lie, and he's lucky that we were all loyal enough to him to not totally end his career, because we could have ended it before it even started. And I remember one of the beauty guys, Thomas Halbert, came out and said, like, pulled up the receipts and, like, did screenshots. And, like, do you know how hard it was for me to, like, not do that when everything was going down? And I was just, like, honestly, like, he doesn't even talk to me anymore. Why would I keep all the secrets for him? But you know what? I'm a good person, and I like to see the good in people. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I just be nice and not do this? I could have 100% gotten all the receipts. My best friend has so much on his computer, just like of text messages, because he keeps everything. And he literally has the text messages of absolutely everything, with the freaking ring light, with the straight boy catfishing shit, like with absolutely everything, with him trying to finesse that straight boy that I was talking about in the beginning that I used to like but don't anymore, whatever. Like I literally could have gotten absolutely every single one of those and sent them to all the T-Spill accounts or whatever. And I didn't, because I like to think that I like to see the good in people. I don't like to think of my friends like that they could be like that as a person, you know? But it's just like, at the end of the day, you just have to think, you have to sit back and say, you know what? Some people are bad people, and that's not going to change with you trying to see the best in them. And I'm just sad that it took this far and this long to actually see the bad in him. I'm glad that this all sort of happened, because I feel like, no offense, but this has been a long time coming. It's just like been scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. Like even like in the beginning, like with the Ebola stuff and stuff like that, it was just like, what the hell goes through your brain? Like for you to like sit and say that shit, that's just like crazy to me. Like when you have a following that much, especially, like how do you not like think like, oh, this could come back to bite me in the ass? It's just like, if you're that much of a racist person that you can't even see like the racism in your tweets, what are you doing with your life? Like it's just crazy to me. I could literally reveal so much shit, but it's just like, I wouldn't want, like, things were said behind closed doors when he trusted me and we were close friends. Like I just couldn't do that to someone else, like, and sleep the same at night, you know? Not that this video is probably even gonna like get that much attention or anything, but it's just like the thought of it, you know? Like, just like morally, I feel like that's not right. In my eyes, at least. But, so anyway, I don't really like know where this video is going. I'm not like really meaning to even, like I don't even have like a end goal or anything. I'm just stating my piece, because I do know that I tweeted a couple days ago and said like I'm not on the James Charles boat anymore, and you know, like that's fine. It's fine. And then people were like replying and asking like, why aren't you? And I literally like stated in the tweet like, he's just a problem, baby. Like I just can't even fathom supporting someone like that anymore. And it's just like, it was so hard, because it's like when it's someone that you're close with and then they go to be all big and famous and stuff, it's like you want to support them so much, but it's like it comes to a point where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. Like you are not a good person. My morals do not line up with yours, and it's just like this isn't working. And a lot of people talk about how when he became famous, he didn't support me as an artist or anything. And like, that's completely true, but I'm not going to be the person to say that, because who am I to say like, oh, you didn't retweet me, you're a bad friend. Like, that's just weird, you know? Like, he's never that type of person. He, even when I was like close with him, he would tell me like I'm not just going to shout you out and like give you all your followers. Like, you need to work for it. You need to be consistent. You need to do this. And like, I appreciated the tips. Would it have been nice if he had helped me a little more or a lot more? Yeah, but he didn't. And you know what? You can't just like judge someone's like friendship based on the fact that they didn't repost you, you know? So I literally don't expect handouts from him or from anyone. Like, if I want to be an Instagram or YouTube beauty guru, I should probably have done it myself. You know, like, it's not his priority. Like, that's not his job. He's not my freaking dad, you know? He chose how to live his life. He made his bed. He can lay in it, you know? The way he goes about things and the way he does things is just morally not how I am as a person, and I just don't support it, or I can't get behind it, you know? It's like, why would I support someone that is doing things that don't align with my beliefs? In my opinion, he should have been canceled after the Ebola thing, but he wasn't, because his followers are a bunch of white 13-year-olds. But the good thing is we're going to get to the eyes soon, which is going to be another tea time, because I'm not going to use the James Charles palette is what I'm going to do, because that shit sucks. And then that's why I never made a review video on it, because it's the most unblendable, patchy, disgusting mess ever. I have people to vouch for that. I've literally sat and tried to do Emily Cogswell's makeup for hours on end with that palette, and it's just been so bad to the point where we literally would take it off like 3 times, and she'd be like, Ben, can you just use a different palette? Like, it's not working. And it's just like, how are you going to put your name, you're going to slap your name on something and say you worked so hard on it when it sucks? I don't care how you are supposed to use it. I used it with a wet base. I used it with a dry base. I used it with absolutely anything, and it was awful. Even if I used it over like wet, like a MAC paint pot, it was still awful and wouldn't blend. Like, I do not get how these like Instagrammers like use it all the time and try and get it to blend. Like, half the time when they use it, it doesn't even look blended. So I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But it's like, I don't know. Everybody was just on it because James Charles was, his name was written on it, and people were like, oh my God, I love it. Like, I literally, it's just crazy because the palette sucks. Like, literally save your money and get a BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. Like, it's beyond iconic, and it's like less than half the price. It's just crazy. He went from working at 16 Handles and having a coupon code with, what's that brand called? Star Crushed Minerals, I remember. And that was when he was little. I think he probably had like 100,000 followers on Twitter, maybe. And he made $4,000 in 1 week. And I think that wasn't even all of the amount that he made, but that's what he showed me, off of literally posting one brand when it was like a little startup company. And this was back when he was allegedly broke. Like, this is when he couldn't afford to fly to Hawaii for Tati's wedding. But honestly, I'm not really worried about him or his career right now, because he used to be so stingy and so good with his money that he is fine. He definitely is a saver as opposed to a spender. He knows that fame doesn't last forever. I think he'll be fine, you know? I don't pray on his downfall, but I don't pray that he gets any more followers. I don't pray that he goes homeless. Like, and I don't know, like, honestly, if people still support him after this, like, that's absolutely insane to me, because it's like, there's only so much that you can do when you are a person like this. Like, literally, there's no going back. Like, you did these things, there's proof of it. You can't just move on with your life and say like, oh, it was a mistake. Okay, so for my eyes, I'm just gonna go in with the James Charles Morphe palette. Just kidding, this shit's fucking garbage. like, let me just go over it real quick. Okay, the only shades I don't have a complaint on are like this row. The black's actually really good. The white sucks. The white's not pigmented at all. The white in the 35B was more pigmented. This shade sucks. This shade sucks. Can you even see this? I don't know if you can even see this, but this shade sucks. This shade sucks. This shade sucks. And it's named Benny. A lot of people actually asked if it was named after me. I'm like, oh, you think that? He don't even care about me. He don't even think about me anymore. That's named after his dog. This whole row, I can like low-key use this one on, oh my god, I can only use these on my lower lash line. I can't use these on my upper lash line because they just don't blend enough, but I feel like you can get away with that on your lower lash line because it's like, you just like gotta like put the pedal to the metal and blend that shit. If you like were to grab this palette, like you couldn't like make an eye look that was actually blended and like iconic with just this palette. You need other palettes. That's the annoying part about it. These blues make me homicidal. They don't blend for shit. They're absolutely horrendous. This blue, literally like it's, you have to literally sit and build it up for 90,000 years. It's the most annoying thing ever. This green and this green, like I did one look with it and it like low-key worked, but like it still didn't blend that much. And this green right here is like fine, but like it's a shimmer shade. Like it's gonna work. That's like how shimmer shades work. This yellow, don't even get me started. This orange named 518, like we get it, you hate your hometown, but like this is the worst orange I've ever used in my whole entire life. It does not blend for anything. And yeah, so that's why I didn't make a review on this, because it's like at the point that it came out with, I wanted to support him so badly, but I just like so I didn't post it because I didn't want to be like, it sucks, you know. So I just use my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, to be honest. But that palette is just, no, don't even get me started. Like, I want to know how much more if you paid him for that, because, bitch, no, that shit sucked. And people that can actually make that palette work, like, you're God status, you're God level. Oh, let me just touch on real quick. How did James say that he lived in the middle of absolutely nowhere when he lived in Albany County? But Albany, literally the capital of New York State, and Bethlehem is not the middle of nowhere, like, at all. So I think we are all set. Thank you guys so much for watching this video of me exposing James Charles. Yeah, I hope you guys really liked it. I hope you guys liked this look. It was cute to create, and I actually am living for the beard moment with this. Kind of looks sickening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Hopefully I lose weight as quick as James Charles is losing followers. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and please subscribe and like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.